We are fast approaching the Dolphins 2022 season. We are 82 days away. If you're ready for the season, go down and hit that big red sub button. We're going to have a video for you each and every single day leading up to the Dolphins 2022 season. Dolphins Today is presented by Aura, a all-in-one digital safety company. You can keep your online identity safe by starting your 14-day free trial today at aura.com/chatsports. With that, we get into today's show. I am Will Scott. Welcome into Dolphins Today. Appreciate you joining us. We're going to be talking about, on today's show, why Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa is going to have a breakout season. I'm going to list 5 reasons. The Fins have obviously done a lot to help the young third-year quarterback before the start of the 2022 season. Here's what Tua did in his first 2 years in the league after being the 5th overall pick in 2020 out of Alabama. Obviously had a spectacular career at Bama, had that gruesome hip surgery, though, in his last season with Nick Saban and the Tide. So, pretty solid stat line in his first 2 seasons. Obviously, the media is going to critique the arm strength. They're going to critique some of the interceptions. But overall, pretty solid numbers. But here's what I'm looking at. I'm looking past those numbers that everyone's talking about. I'm looking at passing, I'm looking at completion percentage. I'm looking at the record as the starting quarterback. So he had a 13-8 record as a starter in the NFL his first 2 seasons. The guy won football games. When the Fins won 8 of their last 9 last season, who was the starting quarterback down the stretch? It was Tua. He got the Dolphins in the playoff race after a 1-7 start. That was really impressive. He is one of the more accurate quarterbacks in the league. Tyreek Hill said that 2 weeks ago. He got absolutely crucified for it. But you look at what Tua did last year, 67.8 completion percentage. That ranked 4th in the league, and people say Tua can't throw the deep ball. Well, he ranked 1st in the league with a 50% completion percentage of yards or throws deeper than 20 yards. So I want y'all to go down and like this video if you think Tua Tagovailoa is the answer at quarterback for the Dolphins. If not, I want to hear why. Go down in the comments and let me know. The number one reason that Tua is going to have a breakout season is his new head coach, Mike McDaniel. This is exactly what Tua needs, and Tua is already a fan of McDaniel. Here's what he said fairly recently. It's been different. Like I said, I've never been around a coach who's like this, just extremely positive. Growing up, my dad's always been hard on me. My high school coach has been hard on me. Coach Saban has been hard on me. All the coaches I've had prior. Mike McDaniel is hard, but he takes another alleyway, if you will, on kind of teaching and helping. That is a big contrast to what Tua had to deal with in his first 2 seasons. It's no secret that Brian Flores did not support Tua Tagovailoa. He did not want Tua Tagovailoa. The rumors for a while is that he wanted Herbert. However, Omar Kelly reported a couple weeks ago that the quarterback he actually wanted in that class was Jordan Love. But imagine being in Tua's shoes. You're trying to make it as a young NFL quarterback. You're not 100% with the hip. You're trying to deal with a terrible offensive line and not many weapons. And then on top of all that, your head coach does not support you. That is going to be big for Tua, I think, this year, having a coach that supports him in Mike McDaniel. Here is what Mike said about Tua. I'm really excited moving forward because the guy has some skills that I think are untapped. I think it's important that you empower the quarterback with the rest of the players around him and the scheme you bring forth. So I think his best days are in front of him, and that's a really cool piece of the process to be part of as a coach. Mike McDaniel is exactly what Tua Tagovailoa needs heading into year 3. You kind of look at what Sean McVay did with Jared Goff after Jared Goff struggled in his first season, and McVay comes in, kind of helps Goff turn his career around, and he brings the Rams to the Super Bowl shortly thereafter. So I would expect Mike McDaniel to do something similar with Tua, help Tua really take the next step in year 3. Now, how excited are you about new Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel, a.k.a. Mike McSwaggy. Scale it 1 to 100. He's always rocking the Yeezys at his press conferences, man. I need some of those Yeezys, Mike. Scale it 1 to 10 down in the comments section. How excited are you about the new Fins head coach? Not only is Mike McDaniel exactly what Tua needs, it's also the rest of this coaching staff. The coaching staff that McDaniel has put together, and Darren Bevell, new quarterbacks coach, as well as the new offensive coordinator, Frank Smith. Smith worked with Justin Herbert last year in L.A. Bevell, very, very well respected around the league as well. Here's what NFL.com said about that, and they pointed out that he's had a ton of OCs throughout his career. Tagovailoa will enter 2022 with his 6th different offensive coordinator in Frank Smith in as many seasons, dating back to his playing days at Alabama. New Dolphins QB's coach and passing game coordinator Darren Bevell recently said the new offense will tailor itself to Tagovailoa's strengths. So that's going to be really big for Tua, that coaching staff around him as well. So are his weapons. The Dolphins have surrounded him with so many weapons for him to choose from on offense. Here are all the new weapons on this team. So you bring in Tyreek Hill via that big trade with Kansas City. You sign Cedrick Wilson in free agency, and then another wide receiver you add is through the draft in Eric Ezukanma, who's going to be huge, I think, in this Dolphins offense in year one. And then you sign 3 running backs in NFL free agency, Chase Edmonds, Raheem Mostert, Sony Michel. We'll get to them a little bit later on in the show. But by trading for Tyreek Hill, you have acquired the most explosive player. Yes, the most explosive player in the NFL. Look what he's done throughout his entire career. And I think even after all the big numbers he put up in Kansas City, he might go out and have one of the best seasons of his career this season in Miami. He was frustrated in Kansas City. Even with those numbers, he thought he was underutilized with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Here is the new Dolphins wide receiver depth chart, significantly improved. So Cedrick Wilson, one of the more underrated free agency signings across the league. You'll put him in the slot. He'll go to work. You have Lynn Bowden Jr. coming back fully healthy. He didn't even play last year. Preston Williams just played 8 games last year. Hopefully he's able to stay healthy because I think his potential is very good. And I think Eric Ezukanma, a rookie wide receiver, are going to do some damage this year for the Fins on offense. Now, they now have, the Dolphins, the 2 fastest wide receivers in the National Football League, Tyreek Hill, Jaylen Waddle. Those guys are going to be on the field at the same time making plays, and Jaylen Waddle made CB1s look silly last season. Now he's going to be going up against CB2s across the league. It's going to be fun to watch him in year 2. But you have put together this new offense with Hill, Gesicki. You franchise tag Gesicki, a top 10 tight end in the league, in my opinion. He's going to be back making plays. Chase Edmonds probably going to be the primary running back on this team. A lot of help around Tua. That is exactly what he needs to have a breakout season. And I think Aura is exactly what you need to keep your financial identity safe online. They're going to protect you from financial fraud. They're going to protect you from identity theft. Also going to provide online and device security. And they offer family plans that protect up to 5 people. This is going to allow you to shop, bank, and work online more safely and privately. So many people trying to compromise our credit cards. It's really annoying. Or it's going to prevent that from happening and protect you online. You can start your 14-day free trial at aura.com/chatsports. That link is going to be in the comments and the description of this video. Getting into my third reason why Tua is going to break out. That is the running back room that they have put together this offseason. Do not underestimate this run game because last season the Dolphins had one of the worst rushing offenses in the National Football League. In fact, they ranked 30th out of 32 NFL teams in rushing offense. Only the Falcons and the Texans were worse, so that's how you know it was really bad. Here is what that running back room looked like last year. So had Myles Gaskin as your primary back. I don't dislike Gaskin, but he had no business being an RB1. Phillip Lindsay, Salvon Ahmed, Malcolm Brown were behind him. Now this is what it looks like. Myles Gaskin has gone from RB1 to RB4. You have signed Edmonds, Michel, Mostert in free agency. So now you have a running back room with 4 guys that all have starting experience in the NFL. And that is going to take pressure off of Tua. I know we talk about the offensive line. We talk about the wide receivers. The running backs also extremely important. You have to take pressure off of Tua. And I think this new scheme that's going to be put together by Mike McDaniel, who, may I remind you, yes, he's an offensive genius, but he's specifically known for what he can do running the football. He had one of the best rushing offenses in the league last year in San Francisco. He's going to try to put something similar together in Miami. My number 4 reason is a better O-line. Is it a good O-line? No, but it can't be any worse than it was last year. The Dolphins, according to PFF, had the worst offensive line in the league. It was disastrous. And so you have Tua, this young quarterback, not having any time to throw the ball. He's got pressure coming from everywhere. It will be a better offensive line. However, I'm still nervous about it. And I felt, honestly, pretty decent about it, even before the Connor Williams news came out. But after the Connor Williams news came out that he was going to be the center, that's what makes me nervous. Trust me, I hope he exceeds my expectations. I hope he goes out there and is a lot better than Michael Dieter. That's not going to be that hard to do, be better than Michael Dieter. So my big concern mainly is who's going to play left guard. Right now that's looking like it's going to be Liam Eichenberg potentially. So I'm still nervous about the offensive line. I think the Dolphins will have a better offensive line this season, though. Here is what their offensive line currently looks like. So you have Terron Armstead at left tackle. Eichenberg is going to play the left guard position, it sounds like. Connor Williams is your new starting center. However, he does not have any experience at that position. Robert Hunt, I feel really, really good about him at right guard. And then Austin Jackson, after playing left guard last season, will move back to the tackle position. However, he does not have any career snaps on the right side. Now, will the Dolphins sign another offensive lineman? Type S for sign or type W for won't. Down in the comments section, I actually think they are going to sign another offensive lineman. I hope it's who you know I hope it is. I don't think it will be, but we'll see what happens. But the bottom line is the Dolphins' offensive line cannot be any worse than it was last season. That's why I think it's going to contribute to Tua maybe breaking out. The number 5 reason why Tagovailoa is going to have a breakout season is his confidence. And I don't think he had a whole lot of that in his first 2 seasons, unfortunately. But with the weapons that the Dolphins have surrounded him with this coaching staff, I think that's going to make all the difference in terms of Tua's confidence. Here's what Dolphins GM Chris Grier said. The one thing is his confidence level. He played really well for us in the second half of the season, and I think with the additions we've done, the players we've added around him has him really excited. And I think Tua's confidence is going to be the X factor. With all the additions you've made, the coaching staff, the weapons you've given him, an improved offensive line, none of that matters if Tua is not confident. He's got to go out and do his thing and believe that he can be a top-tier quarterback in this league. I think McDaniel is instilling confidence in Tua. We kind of saw him, at OTAs kind of say, hey, y'all see that throw? He knows people are talking. He reads Twitter, I think. He sees what people are saying about him. He wants to go out there this season and prove everyone wrong. I think Tua's confidence is going to be the X factor on this football team. Now, do you want more videos like this? Type Y for yes or type N for no down in the comments section. Let me know if you enjoyed today's video.